Capricorn, welcome to your Soulmate Karma reading. So in this reading, we are looking at the many different lifetimes and the incarnations that you and your soulmate spend together. And how did that flow over into this life? Because sometimes we see lives as different, but it's really one ongoing thing. I always say it's like just changing your jacket from one life to the next life, okay? So please remember that these readings are general, so please take it as it resonates with me, Adrian Nelson, your Psychic Tarot reader. If it's your first time here, I'd like to welcome you, and if you're coming back, I'd like to welcome you back. I hope you consider subscribing to the channel. I'd really appreciate that. If any of you are interested in card readings or spiritual development, I do have some courses available, some online courses. The links rather, are down below in the description. Do check them out. Please remember this reading is general. Take it as it resonates. The universe is saying to you, my beautiful, beautiful Capricorn, that it's time to go. It's time to follow your heart. It's time to follow the direction of what makes your heart smile, what makes your heart happy, what gives you joy. And it says, the sun sets and rises each day, and it's the same with the avenues in your life. See the beauty within each sunset in your life, and know that the sun will also rise again tomorrow. Endings are merely the starts of new beginnings, and we, the angels, are with you through each phase and cycle. All right? So, you know what? Sometimes we are in a connection and it doesn't work out the way that we envisioned, the way that we hoped, the way that we dreamed, the way that we would have liked. I mean, at the end of the day, we are just human beings. And when things don't work out the way that we'd like them to work out, you know, it can be, it's like a downer. You know, it's really hard on a person sometimes to be okay with that. You know what? And the thing to know that it is okay to not be okay with what is transpiring in your life, even when it comes to love. All right? But if you have been holding on to a connection to a person that they're not that good for you, you know, or it just seems like the two of you are never going to get it together, you know, you are always unhappy, you maybe need to almost like, you know, tone yourself down, use your inside voice all the time, then it might be time to step away from such a connection. And you know what, here's the thing, a lot of times when we are with that person that feels 100% right for us, then that person, that member of our soul family is here to teach us, to help us, to help us remember that what real love actually means to us. So when we do find it, that we recognize it and we appreciate it and we value it. And I'm not saying what you're having here isn't valuable, just letting you know that you may believe that you're dealing with the person that is your destiny, which may or may not be, or you could be holding out to be with someone else. And you know, that's not really fair. You wouldn't like someone to do that to you, so you can't really do that to another either. All right, let's take a look at these cards, and then we're gonna I don't know why, for some reason it's a little bit blurry, but we're gonna look at the top one also, or only. It says resurrect, and we're dealing with Pluto energy here, which is the biggest cycles. You know, Pluto is about power, and it's about you know, death and rebirth. It's about a cleansing energy, it's a purging energy. So again, we are continuing to speak about letting go of what it is or who it is that you're holding on to make space for the person that's actually destined for you. You know, I've had so many people that have told me before that the moment they release that idea that they have to be with a certain specific person, I mean, we all have a type, you know, but once you sometimes say, okay, so this is my type, but this is what I'm really open to, or this is sort of energy that I'm open to, you often, you know, end up with a person that is not necessarily the kind of person that you will generally go for. All right? It says your willpower in Aries, and Aries is new starts, is beginnings. So when you look at this, so you've got Pluto on the one side and Aries on the other side. Ends, complete ends there with Pluto and Aries is new beginnings. So we are looking at an ending, making space for a new start. And what I do like, beautiful Capricorn, is that I feel a lot of peace in this connection. I'm going to take the card that just fell out, and it says, for humanity's sake. For the sanity of everyone else, resurrect your willpower for humanity's sake. Okay? And it's in the 11th house, which is Aquarius, which is about helping all others. So this connection, this releasing, and this opening to be with another person, it's not just only good for you, it's good for everybody, you know? Because remember that as human beings, you might say, well, what has that got to do with my life, with my situation? Remember, we are all soul family, we are all connected, we are all one, and what affects the one affects the other, you know? We are like an ecosystem, really. We believe ourselves to be separate, but we are not. So let's look at you and your person. So you might be, you know, you take it as a resonance, but I feel that you are, you know, not with a person that's wrong, but with a person that's not necessarily right for you, specifically for your needs, all right? And sometimes when we're at this space, it's so difficult to release and it's so difficult to let go, you know, but remember that you can ask your angels for help. You can ask your guides and your guardians for help. You can say, oh, I need a bit of help here, all right? But definite release is taking place here. We've got the Judgment card, the Eight of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. So it is definitely about releases. It's definitely, I'm just going to wipe this quickly because, and I do apologize now because I'm going to blank you out, but this is annoying me. I don't know why it's like that. So Judgment, again, it's about releases. It's about letting go. It's about not holding on. It's about, you know, the freedom that the release gives, not just to you, but to someone else, you know. And I mean, we don't always want to hear this, but it is what it is. And if you are in a connection that is not serving your highest good, your highest purpose, then it is not fulfilling you that 100%, and nor is it fulfilling the other person that 100%. And it leads to overcompensation, doing more than you have to do, trying harder than you have to try to make it work. And the question is, have you been doing that? You know? Have you been wrecking yourself to make something work that might be best to let go of? Because some of you might be seeing someone else maybe on the slide and it feels like, listen, this person is really the right person for me, or maybe the person you're dealing with is doing that. You know, and as hurtful as it is, in this space, holding on causes more pain. All right? Holding on, insisting to make it work causes more pain. Now, I'm not saying that you can't, you know, do everything to make it work. You know, you want to go for therapy, you want to go for counseling, all of those type of things. Obviously, you give it a try, but you might come to the realization that it might be better to release this connection than try to go forward and actually make it work. Okay? And why is that? What is this new beginning? Who is this new beginning? Page of Swords, Knight of Wands, and the Magician. So there's definitely a new person on the horizon, which is your person. Okay? And I feel that for many of you, you know who that is, or you can just be, you know, it's such a difficult thing, especially in this day and age and how we brought up, especially in our Western world, where people say, well, how can you let go of this person if you've got nobody else to be with? Well, sometimes it's better to be on your own, you know. As Whitney Houston said, I'd rather be alone than be unhappy. But I see you going here for new love. I see you going for the person that is your person. So, you know, and this is such a difficult space. And if you're open to accepting help from the universe, then place your hand on your heart, take a nice deep breath and open yourself to universal support. Because you might be in a connection, or it might be the other person you're dealing with. It could even be both of you, but, you know, in a connection. But it's almost like someone else is more the person that you click with and the person you kind of like should be with and the person you got a connection with. Let it go. And you can make it work with this other person. And remember that just because you ended off with one person to be with another person doesn't mean it has to be a train wreck. In actual fact, I think one of the reasons why a lot of times, you know, couples have such problems, especially later on, because like, well, I wanted to go. Well, why didn't you go? Well, you kept me, and I didn't want to let you, you know, I don't want to let you down. Or like, I didn't ask for you to stay. And this is sort of where this connection might be heading if you, you know, insist on pursuing it instead of, you know, releasing it with as much peace as you can. Okay? And let's see how this is beneficial for everyone else, for the rest of the world. Ace of Swords, Ten of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. Okay? So if you can, this is the universe speaking to you and letting you know that this is not the person for you, there's a different person for you. And it's a hard one to follow, but remember, you can open yourself to universal support. that brings you the peace, the love, the togetherness, the kindness, the, you know, all of those amazing things that just make an amazing relationship amazing. If you can open yourself to the idea that you are meant to have that with someone different, that can actually bring you all those amazing things. And it makes a lot of wishes come true. It makes a lot of dreams come true. You know, a lot of times people, for example, say, we're going to stay together for the sake of the children. Trust me, you're not doing those children a favor. I know from personal experience what I'm talking about. Okay? Honesty is always the best policy. Let's see, what do we have here in Moonology energy for you? Nothing is yet set in stone. Mutable moon. Alright? There's a lot of things that can still happen in this connection with your person. Nothing is set in stone. Nothing is definite. And definitely nothing need to be a catastrophe in the slightest. Not at all. Alright. So that's what I got for you, my beautiful Capricorn. I hope that helps. From my heart, namaste, love and light. See you next week. Bye.